I would really like to just see as many people as possible have access to fresh, organic food. There's not much more important than our food and where it comes from. And the way we do it is vital to our future.
Sierra Harvest is a nonprofit organization that provides nutrition education to over 6,000 children in this county. We support emerging farmers, training them to grow food sustainably for our community. And we support low-income families, teaching them how to grow food right in their own backyard.
We have a global epidemic of obesity, and obesity leads to depression, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, so many things.
Without Sierra Harvest, this next generation could actually have a lifespan 10 years shorter than their parents did. Half of the diseases that are killing us today are linked to our diet.
At the same time, we're losing our agricultural land and our rural way of life. What's unique about Sierra Harvest is that we're looking at the full food picture, and so we're able to find the places where we can make a large impact with a little bit of energy in the right direction and see that domino effect of positive change.
We have moved 11 tons of produce through the school system in our Farm to School program. We're in 19 schools, and we reach over 6,000 children every month through our Harvest of the Month program.
We have parents stopping us on the street saying, "What magic did you perform to get my kid to want those vegetables?"
We're teaching kids healthy eating habits that they'll have for the rest of their life.
I teach a health and fitness program here at Deer Creek, promoting a healthy lifestyle of eating right and exercising. Farm to School program is a program offered by Sierra Harvest, and they bring in fresh fruits and vegetables every month that I get to share with all my students to taste. Having the opportunity to taste a fresh food item from a garden is huge. We call it brain food. Eating brain food helps them concentrate, helps them be more organized. It also has proven that they've had better test scores. Disruptive behavior is huge in our classrooms today, and you can tell the difference of the children. I just ask them, "What'd you have for breakfast this morning?" while you're not sitting down at a desk, or they can't focus, and it has to do with what they're eating. Seriously. Seriously! Fruit Loops versus a bowl of oatmeal. Children learning from the program that Sierra Harvest gives these food items, it's amazing, it's wonderful. I've seen a huge change with our students trying to eat right, eat healthy, have the foods they've tasted from Sierra Harvest in their lunches. And once they have one, and they always want to share it with me, "Look what I have a kiwi in my lunch, Mrs. Willigus," or a tomato, or sliced turnips, or even asparagus. I think our school has really, really come a long way since we have been connected with Sierra Harvest. Just by seeing the children go through the school of wanting to eat right, be healthy, live a good, healthy lifestyle. And then our children can go home and share that and teach their families to be healthy. And I've seen it firsthand.
There's a sense of urgency because we are about to see the largest transition out of agriculture in human history. In 5 years, we've lost 28,000 acres, which is 40% of the agricultural land in this county, to development and other purposes. We're seeing this generation of farmers who are now 58 years old. They're going to retire, and what's going to happen to that land? We want to see young people farming on that land and keeping that preserved as beautiful open space, growing food for our community.
We have dairy goats here and laying hens, a garden to feed our family. Farming is extremely important because we need food, and we need to know where our food comes from. The food system is broken. There are probably 2% of Americans are farmers, and most of those farmers are industrial farmers. Industrial farming is simply not sustainable. It's not healthy. I don't really want to feed my kids pesticides and herbicides. I was living in an apartment, working full-time as a machinist, and growing a few little veggies in the back of my porch. And so one day I had lost my job, and rather than going home, I went straight to Sierra Harvest, started farming, started working in the dirt, and it just felt really good. I was more excited to go to the farm than I was to be at that job. Sierra Harvest took my life in a whole new direction. I really gained the confidence to go out on my own. I got my permaculture design certification so that I could go and help others to design their own sustainable gardens. Food Love Project is an educational garden supported by Sierra Harvest. It serves about 1,000 kids a year. Kids come on field trips in the spring. They get to plant in the spring and come back in the fall and reap the harvest. You're making an impact in these kids' lives, and they're realizing where food comes from. Sierra Harvest is leading the way to help these young farmers be empowered. It's a community support to be able to know what to do. If you run into any sort of questions, you could just tap into this huge, 1,000-person network. Sierra Harvest needs to continue doing what they're doing because our younger farmers are the future.
At Sierra Harvest, we want to create a food environment in this county that works for everyone. And that's why we do our work of helping families build gardens and grow food at home so that they can be more food self-sufficient.
So we moved from Southern California to Nevada County about a year ago. Life was very hectic, always busy, so you don't have time to do garden stuff. What interested me about the program was the fact that they offered you education and help, and it was an ongoing process. There's a lot of diabetes and cancers in my family, and I just decided that, I'm going to change all of our eating habits. They helped me with picking the prime location, figuring out what type of vegetables we wanted to plant, with the actual construction of the garden, irrigation, watering seeds, not to overwater, to be one with the garden. Leo is my mentor with Sierra Harvest. He's very inspirational, and you could see the passion in his eyes for gardens. He invited me out to his personal garden. The only time I've ever seen vegetables like that is in a grocery store. So when I came upon a cabbage, it was cabbage growing out of the ground, I was like, oh my God, I want to cry. This is so beautiful. One of the reasons why I wanted to start a garden was to be more healthy, to get a little bit more vegetables into my family's diet. I basically plan my meals around the vegetables instead of planning my meals around meats and carbs. Now I make the vegetables the main course. It's really nice to know that if I want to snack on some tomatoes or some squash, some zucchini, I can just run out to my garden and pick it. Growing my own garden has helped me lose 40 pounds. It has helped us tremendously with being active, going out and cleaning up the garden, watering, walking out there. It's awesome. I'm hoping that I'm teaching both of my sons about eating healthy at a young age so that it'll stay with them, that they're learning the things that I didn't learn when I was a child, and I hope they stay with it. It's one of the rare opportunities in my life that I've actually felt appreciated by my garden. I poured all this love and hard work into it, and it's loving me back.
Our vision for Sierra Harvest is that in 10 years, we would be growing 25% of our food locally, that every child in Nevada County schools would have a lunch that was cooked from scratch with fresh local food, that we would be helping 300 families grow food in their own backyards and sharing it with their neighbors.
Food is intimate to all of us. It affects so many things. It affects the health of our bodies, of our planet, of our climate, of our water. And if we get our relationship with food right, I believe we can change the world.